How you doing, Winston? How you doing, Levi? Oh, he's like, nope.
He's like, we're going for a walk.
Okay, we can just go for a little walk, I guess.
He likes walks.
He does like walks. He had a rough day today.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Y'all, friends, family, neighbors, strangers, everybody. I took Levi to the vet today. Let's see, what were the updates on that? So, first of all, Levi is not a fan of the leash, of the car ride. So getting him into the truck is hard. Not a fan of the truck ride. Definitely not a fan of getting out of the truck once we get to the vet. He was shaking like a leaf. Poor boy, he was just shaking and trembling. So I eventually dragged him out of there, pushed him out by the backside. He was not liking that. But we did a pretty comprehensive, they did a physical on him and found that the right back leg, the hip rather, was kind of crunchy. Crunchy is probably not the right word, but
It made noises.
it made noises or something like that, yeah. So we did x-rays on that, and there is a flattening on the inner, the bone, the round part of the hip joint. It's supposed to be completely round, basically. There's a flattening on it, so that will cause, over time,
Arthritis, won't it?
arthritis, yeah. And
I know that because of myself.
yeah, so, but it wasn't, they didn't think it was enough to really explain why he's been behaving the way he's behaving.
Why he's been moody.
It's kind of cold, wow.
Yeah,
What happened?
I don't know. It said it was 60 degrees still, and I beg to differ.
It got a little cold.
It's probably because the sun went behind the clouds. Because yeah, it was gorgeous, and actually I was sweating today. I had to take off my little vest because it was too hot. But
When you're doing chores?
yeah, when I was doing chores.
Fucking eggs. So then we did a 4DX blood for limes and all that kind of stuff. Came back fine. And then we did blood draws, and they're sending it to the lab tonight. We'll get results tomorrow.
What do you got, Kinsley?
I have to try to collect a stool from him so they can send in the stool. Come on, Kinsley, let's not eat that.
It's just a stick.
Yeah. So nothing conclusive yet. The vet said that we're not giving him enough glucosamine.
Oh, okay.
So we need to do, I have notes of how much we need to do. And then he said that he's not overweight, but he shouldn't gain any more weight.
He said, yeah, I was gonna say, he seems like he's filled out a lot.
He has definitely filled out a lot, but he's only 95.5 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
He seems a little chunkier than that.
He's 5 pounds heavier than he was last time. That's a significking amount for a dog his size. Yeah. So the doctor said, yeah, don't go any further than that. You can still feel his ribs without putting too much pressure. Have to get through all of that fur.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we should probably do like 2.5 cups per meal as opposed to 3.
Okay.
Hey.
Or he should just not eat Winston's food.
Well, maybe that's why we should do 2.5 cups. So anyway, inconclusive at this point in time. The vet that we were seeing, he has 2 Pyrenees also. And he says he has the same issue with them, where they will fight over their food. So he separates them quite a bit. So it's not necessarily abnormal for this to happen, but
we just don't like it.
We don't like it. So Winston goes to the vet, same procedures tomorrow probably. Hopefully no x-ray needed.
Hopefully he's not clicking anywhere.
Yeah. So he'll go to the vet tomorrow, and then Kinsley goes to the vet.
Did he get any vaccines?
He got 3 vaccines today. So Winston's going to be sleeping,
or
Levi is going to be sleeping really well tonight. Yeah, he did really good at the vet. He was super friendly, and he followed on the leash for the vet techs and all that kind of stuff. So
that's good.
So that was a nice change. But with his dad, he was like, no, Dad, we're not doing this. I'm like, yes, we are, in fact, doing this. It was a struggle for a while. So
Yeah.
that was the update for today. Yeah. That's really stressful to take guardian dogs, livestock dogs to the vet, because they do not like being off the property. They don't like traveling. They don't like any bit of it.
Yeah.
And he is stubborn, and
What?
he plants himself down. He just
He
sits
does. Like, watch
and
this.
lays down.
You ready? Oh, he's not gonna do it. Normally, oh, there he goes. I was gonna say, you try to pick him up, and he
sits.
sits.
He squats. He's a
And
very, he just dead weights himself.
He's like, it's like, yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
But that's the other reason, well, one of the main reasons why we only take one at a time and do 3 separate appointments.
Yes.
Even though it's a lot more work for us.
It's a lot more work, but that would be horrible trying to do all 3 dogs. No way.
There's no way we could have him in the truck.
I'm going to show you the 22 barn.
And hope the dogs don't run off.
Well, they'll come back.
They'll come back.
And I'll just stick that there for now.
Yeah, so I just started collecting today eggs for my incubator orders, so my baby chick orders. I'd mentioned a couple times, gotten orders. I'm actually sold out, and what that means is I physically do not have any more room in the incubator to hatch any more out with what I've pre-sold, and or my stock, my breeds, my flocks are not big enough to produce more quantities of them. So because you only really want to collect for, I try to do it no more than 6 days and then incubate on the 7th day. But most of them I'll only have to pull 2 or 3 days worth. But there's a few that I'm going to have to pull all of the days because I have so many requests. Like meat birds, for example, I have a request for 20. Oof. And I'm going to have to let them know there's no possible way I can fill that because so far they've laid 1 egg.
Oh.
And I only have 4 females.
Oh, yikes.
And there's unless they lay 4 eggs every single day, which isn't going to happen for the rest of the week.
And they're fertilized, and they're 100% hatch rate. Yeah.
So, because I'm going to have to let her know that, and I warned her already that since I have such a small flock of meat birds currently, I had sold a couple thinking, oh, I'll just sell some, and then I should have kept them back. They were hens, because now it's, now my flock's just not big enough to do a large order. So I had already let her know that most likely it was going to be in 2 orders of 10. So she's aware, and I'll do it a week apart from each other because I have a smaller incubator.
Yeah, so they don't get too far ahead of each other.
Exactly. So they'll hatch within a week of each other. So that's not horrible. Oh.
Yeah, they're doing weird things. Okay.
They're doing weird things.
They are. So I have taken off all the boards off of the face of the 22 barn on this side that I can reach.
Yeah. That were in decent-ish condition?
Yeah, there's a few. These 2 over here, I didn't take, these 3 I didn't take off because there's a lot of cupping to them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if and I didn't take that one off because there's cupping on that one too. So, but yeah, I just went in here and just kind of tore them out by hand. And
Are you going to climb the tree to get the rest of them?
And here's the stack of that stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's...
Oh, that one's really
Yeah,
warped.
it's very, like you can see how cupped this is.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually, maybe you can't see that on the camera, but yeah, it's pretty cupped. And so...
Even if you just held the camera lengthwise down, you should be able, I mean, you should be able to see the...
Oh my goodness.
Like...
Yeah.
You can see it's like, whoo.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really pretty though.
Yeah, so this is the style that we were looking for. I think what I might do is take all those boards, de-nail them, de-metal them, whatever, and then put them between 2 sheets of plywood and put weight on the plywood and just constantly push weight onto it until they flatten out. I read, I don't remember if it was a comment suggestion or if it was something I read, but you can get them a little damp and then do that. Yeah.
And that'll help do it a little quicker because they'll dry straighter, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that was my idea, is dampen them up and then do that. And then I took the railing off, the old barn door railing here. This is kind of a cool rail.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we could use this as something, whether it's in the house or whatever, for our barn door. that we have to make.
Kinsley's very curious about what the plastic thing tied to it is. The whole time you were moving it, she was...
Yeah, and then there's one of those rail pieces here, right there.
Yeah.
But, so anyway.
Yeah, we have 2 barn doors. One will be for my office and one will be for the master bath. And one, we already have a rail system, so we thought this would be a good alternative for the second rail system. And then that wood was hopefully to cover the beam in the living room, dining room, kitchen area. And I wanted to address a ton of comments, both on the KraemerLife and Keeping It Kraemer, asking why we don't just use the regular ceiling boards, the tongue and groove.
The pine.
Yeah, for the beam. We didn't want it to be the same. We very specifically wanted a different look. So with texture and stuff like that, we wanted to use something off the property. We could have done that, yes. And we considered doing that, and we considered doing quite a few different things, but honestly, we just didn't want that look. So
yeah, I don't know if this is even going to be enough to do all of the barn, the beam. It seems like a lot, but I don't know how much it really is. There's still another half a section up there, and I would need to have you lift me up with the tractor, well, and then me stand on the forks or whatever up there and pull everything off. And
I really like that piece with the hole in it.
Oh.
That's the look I like. Like I really, we'd obviously have to put black felt or something behind it, but yeah, it's like one of those where that was kind of the look.
Yeah, so who knows what we're going to end up doing, but I did that a couple weekends ago.
And also to address all the comments that Katie's super difficult, this was actually Nate's original idea to wrap the beam in barnwood. But I do agree, I think it's going to look awesome.
I thought you were going to say you do agree that you're super difficult.
I mean, I don't think I'm super difficult.
No, you can be.
Of course, everyone can be.
Yeah.
I can get stuck on things, but for the most part, the only things I've been super particular with is my kitchen. Outside of that, I've been like, sure, whatever you want to do, whatever's easier.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what a lot of folks don't actually see behind the scenes. And so, because I've read tons of comments about how I'm very, like, I have to get what I want. And I'm like, no, it's our house. We would both like to enjoy it and do it the way we prefer, but.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if we wrapped it in barnwood, but if it doesn't work out, then we'll figure something else out. I'm not totally stuck on the idea. No,
neither of us are. It's just we both really like it, and since we have the material, we want to give it a try before just giving up on it. But with a lot of things, unfortunately, analysis paralysis kind of kicks in.
That and just the realization of just really what it's going to take and if it's going to actually work out or not.
Yeah.
Because like even with those boards, having to press them down so they're not cupping, having to cut them so they're straight edged, having to pull them off of the barn, having to get the moss that's growing on them off, but not remove the patina.
Color. Yeah.
So, it's just one of those like cool idea. If it works, great. If not, we'll figure something else out.
Yep.
So that's why I've decided just to move on and work on the cabinets.
And then to address another thing with why we aren't laying floors before laying the cabinets. This was something that we went back and forth on also. And we had done a lot of research, as we typically do, and it was recommended for the type of flooring that we have.
The floating vinyl plank flooring.
That you should put your cabinets in first and put your flooring after your cabinets, but you would put it in before like your bathtubs. And we thought the type of cabinetry we have in
bathtubs, bathroom cabinets.
Well, that was my next thing.
Oh.
And bathroom cabinets. I thought we were supposed to put are we not supposed to put the master bathtub in before the after?
The soaker tub?
Yeah.
Yeah, the soaker tub, yes.
Yeah, sorry. Basically, all of the stuff that's not already in the bathrooms, we're waiting for the floors to go in.
Yeah.
For the floors, we're waiting for the cabinets to go in. Does that make sense? Yes. In the kitchen.
Yes.
So, and because we've gotten tons and tons and tons of folks asking us why we did it that way. And that was what was recommended. And now there might be some changes in the type of flooring that we have where maybe it's not as critical that you put the cabinets in first.
Yeah,
But-
when they first, so I found out some more information recently watching flooring videos. The original floating floor vinyl floating floor planks, the way that they were created, they weren't nearly as strong as the stuff that they make now. And so they didn't want to have, the manufacturer's recommendation was don't put your cabinets on top of that because it could damage those floors. But now the new materials that they're using as the core of the vinyl planks, they can withstand that weight and those little pressure points that the legs and stuff would put on. So you can do your floors first and then do your cabinets on top of your floating floors, because your cabinets really adhere to the wall, except for your island, it adheres to the floor. So there's a little bit of an issue with the island part of it being on a floating floor. You can do it, but I didn't want to do it that way because if we did it that way and we ever wanted to change the flooring, the cabinets would have to come out too to change the flooring. This way, if we ever change the flooring just comes up and the cabinets stay put. And since we have so few of cabinets to work around, the number of cuts around them isn't that big of a deal. So I say that now because I haven't started doing flooring. So anyway,
yeah,
so it could have been done either way. I guess I chose this way to do floors after the cabinets, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I think one of us was like, let's do them first, and the other was like, let's do them second, and then we're like, okay, let's just look it up and see what's recommended.
Yeah. If you're doing hardwood floors or you're doing tile, then you can do yours. Yeah. If you're doing a permanent floor system instead of a floating floor, then you do the floors first.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not doing the floors first, but depending on how my work schedule and everything is, I really want to start on the floors in the back bedrooms. I want to start working on them and see how much if I can do any of it by myself while you're doing the cabinets and some other things. Because right now I'll just have my eggs incubating for a while because I won't be having a lot of other sales and I don't have any chickens to sell. So I can be helping out with some projects unless you need help with the cabinets.
No, and then speaking of cabinets, Lowe's confirmed today that they are ordering that replacement end panel, and it'll arrive at the end of the month for me to go pick up at the store. So that's good. Ultimately good news. Ultimately good news.
Just a little later than we'd like, but that's okay. At least it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. That's it for me. It was weekend was just lots of...
Yeah. Well, it wasn't what we anticipated,
Lots of to-dos, just errands and whatever, and I don't think there was anything major that happened this weekend.
No, we were supposed to go pick up the sheep, but since we didn't, it kind of turned into we made an impromptu trip to Johnson City.
Yeah, for Sam's Club.
To get some food and stock up on a few things. And we can start heading back up if you want.
Sure.
And then outside of that, I mean, it was really just kind of, just normal stuff.
Just a bunch of to-dos around the property, nothing really to speak of.
And this week, it's supposed to be in the 60s all week.
Crazy.
Which will be crazy but nice. It's false spring, where it tricks everyone into planting stuff, and then it's going to freeze again.
Yeah.
Levi went up that way.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he's going to be through the woods and hopefully not crossing over property lines.
Yeah. I got the electric fence on the perimeter going again.
Nice.
That's one of the things this weekend I did is went and recharged all the batteries since winter wasn't really charging them very well with the solar panels, and went through and cleared some areas where brush was overtaking the electric line portion of the fence and causing it to not hit very hard. So did that for a little while. Actually did that on the internal paddock fencing too, so everything's hitting good.
I gotta remember that when I
Yeah,
cross
careful.
over fences.
Yeah, the fences are back on.
Because normally I do this, grab, up, over. That'd be a little shocking.
You would do that once. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's Levi over there. Yeah, so, well, I think that's about it.
It got chilly. Whew.
Yeah, it did. Feels good to walk though.
Yeah. I keep yawning, sorry.
What's the smells? What do you guys smell? Something.